Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to KIMS Hospital Q3 FY24 earning conference call hosted by IIFL Securities Limited. As a reminder, all participants' line will be in the listen-only mode and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star, then 0 on a touch-tone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Rahul Jivani from IIFL Securities. Thank you and over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm Rahul from IIFL Institutional Equities. I welcome you all to the Q3 earnings conference call of KIMS Hospitals. From KIMS, we have with us Dr. Bhaskar Rao Bollineni, Founder and Managing Director, Dr. Abhinay Bollineni, Executive Director and CEO, and Mr. Sachin Salvi, CFO. Over to you, sir, for your opening comments.
Good morning to all of you. I welcome to the first meeting of investors in the new year. I take this opportunity to wish all of you a happy, healthy and a prosperous new year ahead. Now I will proceed to appraise of you the financials and operational results and also other developments. To start with the financial results, the consolidated revenue for the 9 months ended December 2023 stood at INR 1,874 crore, showing an increase of 14% and year-on-year. EBITDA for the 9 months ended December 2023, 491 crore, registering an increase of 6.3% year-on-year. The gross revenue is in INR 609 crore for the Q3 FY24, recording a growth of 7.1% on year-on-year and a decline of 7.1% on a quarter-on-quarter basis. The EBITDA is 150 crores for the Q3 FY24, a decline of 4.6% year-on-year and a 16.5% quarter-on-quarter basis. The EBITDA margin is 24.7%.
The conference is now being
7.7% in quarter 3, 23 and 27.5% in quarter 2, financial year 24. That is an INR of 77 crore in Q3 FY24 against INR 82 crore and INR 101 crore in Q3 FY23 and Q2 FY24 respectively. There will be a little bit of this marginal this one, but I will go into the operational issues. Both inpatient and outpatient volumes recorded a growth of 3.6% and a 2.7% on the year-on-year basis, and a decline of 7.1% and a 7.3% on a quarter-on-quarter basis. The total 3.92 lakh of OPD consults were done during the quarter. The bed occupancy in quarter 3 was 72.2%. The average revenue per operative bed increased by 3.1% year-on-year basis and declined by 1.3% on a quarter-on-quarter basis. The average revenue per patient increased by 4.8% on a year-on-year basis and marginally declined by 0.4% quarter-on-quarter basis. Q3 is a traditionally lean period on account of festivals. Further the festivals, the elections to State Assembly in Telangana and a cyclone in Andhra Pradesh had their impact. That's why the decline in quarter 3 was happening. The other developments, KIMS Sunshine is shifted to our own spacious premises on the main road of Begumpet. The location and the size will lead to increased patient flow. This is also another reason where during the shifting there will be a little bit of decline. Our Nashik unit is expected to be open in the first quarter of 2025, most probably in May and June. The most important things for our organization is the academic events apart from the financial results. The academic activities provide necessary impetus for the hospital in adopting new skills and technologies, enhancing patient comfort and clinical outcomes. KIMS accords top priority to this aspect, and our doctors are encouraged to take active part in academic activities across the world through presentation of papers, contribution to national and international journals, and participation in workshops and academics. I will mention few of these such highlights. Dr. Saratchandra Mauli Veeravalli, a clinical director, Department of Rheumatology and Clinical Immunology of KIMS, is presented a case at the global meet, The Experts, the Rheumatoid Arthritis event during the American College of Rheumatology Convergence 2023 in San Diego in November 23. It is a wonderful opportunity, and his contribution was well received and appreciated in the global community. The Indian Rheumatology Association also honored Dr. Veeravalli in November 2023 with the IRA Concall Oration Award in recognition of his outstanding contribution to field of rheumatology teaching, research, and professional services. Dr. Nagalakshmi, the senior consultant pain physician of KIMS, presented her work on a stellate ganglion block and T1 sympathectomy for refractory ventricular tachycardia at the Southeast Asia TCT Cardiology Conference held at Mumbai. Such a procedure was first of its kind in the world, and the case series were published jointly by Dr. Aigriv Rao, the senior consultant and cardiologist and electrophysiologist, and Dr. K. Nagalakshmi in the prestigious Europace journal. KIMS vascular trainees have participated in the program conducted by Vascular Society of India at Mumbai, and we bagged the second prize as the best training vascular institute across India. The diagnosis of whether a child is able to hear or not can be done right at birth if the defect is detected early and rectified. The permanent damage can be rectified. Many parents are ignorant of this aspect, and the child suffers a lifetime of silence. To create awareness on the subject and to highlight the latest technologies available, KIMS Kingsway Hospital at Nagpur conducted a deafness awareness program inaugurated by the RSS chief, Dr. Mohan Bhagavat, and attended by various experts, NGOs, social activists, and others. The other one is, a 3-day workshop on urogynecology was held at KIMS in association with the UPIA called Sphincter Summit 2023, with participation of international experts in the field. This event was inaugurated by Dr. Tamil Sai, Governor of Telangana State. In association with the Obstetrics and Gynecological Society of Hyderabad, KIMS conducted a fertility conference with participation from experts in the field to highlight the latest developments. Pain is difficult for anyone to bear, and it makes the sickness horrifying. KIMS conducted a 2-day workshop to update the healthcare professionals on the techniques and modalities available for pain management. Several doctors from within and outside the state participated in the mega workshop. Arthritis is a common problem nowadays affecting all classes of people. On the occasion of the World Arthritis Day on October 8th, KIMS Hospital conducted a Arthritis Awareness Walk in association with Indian Rheumatology Association. The event evoked a good response with great participation. Breast Cancer Awareness Month was conducted in October 2024 with a good publicity illuminating public places, including Governor's Rajbhavan in pink color, besides having various seminars and meetings arousing public interest. Pfizer India has joined hands with KIMS Hospital to establish a center of excellence for adult vaccination. Given the rising case of respiratory illness, the center will reinforce immunization against vaccine-preventable diseases such as pneumococcal disease, hepatitis A and B, human papilloma virus, and influenza. Encouraged by the overwhelming response to KIMS Cuddles, Kondapur, an exclusive mother and child center, KIMS Cuddles Wing is set up at Secunderabad also to provide such exclusive care to mother and child, a new initiative in Secunderabad. As I mentioned before, being a healthcare provider, we not only provide, we also need to create a sort of an awareness into the public where they can able to approach the right person for the right doctor so that they can able to unnecessarily spend a lot of money. That's why we create this arthritis awareness program, the breast cancer program, and the vaccination. Prevention is better than cure. That is the reason we also take part a lot of awareness programs every time, even including the papilloma, carcinoma, and even the urogynec department, which most of the people are not aware of it. KIMS hosted the first SIGN conference to be held in India in January 2024. Society for Image-Guided Neuro Interventions, in short SIGN, is an international body comprising of scientists, engineers and clinicians exploring technological advances in various fields, including interventional neuroradiology, MRI, PET, neuropharmacology, and artificial intelligence. The conference brought 125 neurosciences experts from 12 nations to deliberate cutting-edge advances in the field. It is the first SIGN conference to be held in India, and KIMS is the proud host for that. So these are all our achievements of prevention and creating awareness of the health diseases. Now, what we have been achieved, having been disease has been occurred, how in the remote places where we can able to treat, how KIMS is contributing to the society. First ever case in the world done at KIMS Hyderabad. A 3-day-old neonate was diagnosed with a combination of two very major lesions in the heart called transposition of great arteries and a total anomalous pulmonary venous connection. Both these problems are surgical emergencies, and the baby would not have survived if the surgery is not done. A few such cases have been reported in the literature. However, they are all above 1 week or even a few months of age, but not on a 3-day-old baby. Dr. Anil Kumar, Senior Consultant Pediatric Cardiac Surgeon, performed the day-long surgery. The review is done after 2 months, and the baby is growing well. It all depends upon how we can able to improvise our healthcare in a year-on-year basis to handle the more complex and more advanced techniques. In KIMS Kondapur, the doctors and staff at KIMS Kondapur went out of their way to learn sign language to be able to communicate with the deaf, mute parents of a child. The couple brought their prematurely born daughter to the hospital after they lost her twin. The baby was hospitalized for 76 days because of multiple complications. Over 10 days, 3 doctors, 4 junior doctors, and 4 nurses learned the sign language to be able to communicate with the mom and explain her the condition and progress of the child and measure her. These staff taught the sign language to other members of the team also. This is called walking the extra mile. Now those are parents are relieved years of age. The only hope is liver transplantation. Responding to the family's dire need, the hospital stepped forward and sponsored the procedure almost entirely. The child, weighing a merry 6.4 kg, underwent liver transplant procedure for a grueling 10 hours by a multidisciplinary team. This is the effect of resources that are available across the KIMS group can be best utilized and provide a proper care in the remote places too. A 38-year-old young man was without a heartbeat for over an hour when he suffered a cardiac arrest. After remaining in ICU for 45 days, he was discharged, and the case is considered a medical miracle. As per American Heart Association, CPR is stopped after 40 minutes if there is no return of heartbeat. In this case, doctors choose to overshoot the threshold limit considering the age of the patient and other conditions, and continued the CPR with defibrillation shocks till the heart function was restored. It is a great achievement, a miracle in the medical field itself. Kingsway Hospital, Nagpur, successfully used pressurized intraperitoneal aerosol chemotherapy, generally used in abdominal malignancy, to treat a 72-year-old woman with ovarian cancer. Why it is mentioned here is because this is the first time such a procedure has been done in Nagpur and central India for advanced cancer along with peritoneal spread. KIMS Avera Hospital, Anantapur, myasthenia gravis crisis, a rare complication of myasthenia gravis, was successfully treated at KIMS Avera, Anantapur. This disease is very rare and serious, with incidence of 2 to 5 cases per 1 lakh population and a mortality rate up to 30%. The name disease became well known about 30 years back when Amitabh Bachchan was diagnosed with this and news attracted the attention of whole nation. Back then, such treatments were available only in centers like Mumbai. Today we are able to treat them even in remote areas like Anantapur. The patient was treated successfully and discharged. In another case, KIMS Avera doctors saved the life of a 68-year-old patient suffering with breathing issues due to a blood clot in his lung blood vessels. Due to patient's many comorbidities, the doctors opted for a mechanical thrombectomy using advanced Nimbra indigo aspiration system to use it for the first time in Rayalaseema region. In another first in the region, KIMS Avera doctors performed a retrograde intrarenal surgery on a 3-year-old baby who had a big stone in his kidney measuring 21 millimeters, which is a rare condition. This is the first of its kind surgery on such a young kid in the whole of Rayalaseema region. KIMS Kannur. Doctors at KIMS Hospital at Kannur successfully performed a complex surgery to remove a 9 centimeter stone from the urinary tract of a 6-year-old boy. It is first occurrence of such a large stone among children in Rayalaseema region. The entire surgery was conducted free of cost under Arogyasri scheme. KIMS Icon Vizag. A remarkable story of medical expertise and resilience took place. KIMS Cuddles, Vizag. When a pair of twins arrived at just 27 weeks gestation, both infants required ventilation support at birth, battling hyperglycemia, anemia, and feed intolerance. Through personalized treatment plans and round-the-clock care, the twins began to thrive. Most importantly, their crucial stay in the neonatal intensive care unit lasted for a very short time of 61 days. It shows the immense potential of premature babies and the critical role of the specialized care. Some of the famous personalities who were prematurely born were Winston Churchill, who became the Prime Minister of UK, and the famous scientist Albert Einstein and Sir Isaac Newton. A 6-year young girl who battled multiple organ failure was treated and saved at KIMS Cuddles, Vizag. The girl with a rapidly deteriorating health condition was admitted and put on mechanical ventilation. She developed a severe blood infection, sepsis, caused by consumption of street food. In a tough battle spanning of 20 days, she encountered various complications including kidney injury, anemia, low platelets, and electrolyte imbalances. The advanced approach, coupled with meticulous adjustments and monitoring, eventually saw a returning to normalcy. All these cases received wide coverage in the media, being rare and complex cases treated at various centers of KIMS that include urban centers and remote areas, so that many of the people aware of these type of diseases come in time to the hospitals and get cured. All these cases received I would conclude now thanking you for your continuous trust and support. I am confident that we will be able to post good results for March 2024, and we are very happy that we are on the same track that we promised, and we will continue to deliver good results in the coming years. I will keep you apprised of any key developments. Thank you for your patient hearing. Sorry for anything, because of my sore throat, I could not able to convey properly. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask question may press star and 1 on the touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. And the first question is from the line of Dhara Patwan from Smiths Limited. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity and good morning all. So my first question is related to Telangana unit. So we have seen margins have slipped significantly in the quarter to 28.8%, and this has been lowest since 9 quarters. Although nothing has changed on the ARPOB and occupancy front, so what is the reason for that? Are we taking any additional cost over here? And will this continue? Is this a new base or there was some one-off in the quarter? Yeah, that's my first question.
Okay. So as far as Telangana and Andhra both are concerned, there has been some one-time expenses. If you look at the revenue growth in both the markets have been healthy as far as the year-on-year growth is concerned. But on a quarter-on-quarter, there has been a decline in revenue both in Telangana and Andhra. They have led to multiple factors. One, because of strong elections in Telangana, there is a dip in elected work. And a couple of doctors during the last quarter, senior doctors were also on leave. Plus, there has been a dip in the transplant revenue in the December month. So all of these factors have led to a decline in revenue in Telangana KIMS, as well as a slight decline in revenue in AP KIMS because of the cyclone affected Vizag. The other centers are fairly done well, but there's been a significant dip in revenue from the Vizag effect. So, and we had invested a lot of costs in doctors because the doctor cost has gone up, and because of the decline in revenue, operating leverage has played out, and that is why you see a dip in the EBITDA margin. And there has also been a one-time expense towards renovating some of the KIMS hospitals, as well as launching the Cuddles brand at KIMS Secunderabad. These are one-time non-recurring expenditures to a tune of almost 5.5 to 6 crores in just the KIMS and KIMS cluster, which is in Telangana and AP. We will continue to have one more such one-time expenditure in Q4, and then from Q1 onwards it will normalize. These are largely expenditure that we have incurred towards launching KIMS Cuddles as a brand, plus renovating some of our existing facilities just to bring them up to speed to the current market and to add some additional spaces.
Okay, sir, that was quite helpful and a detailed answer. So second thing was, what could be the ARPOB of Cuddles that we have started in Secunderabad? So will the ARPOB be similar to other children hospitals? Any color on that if you could provide?
Yeah, it should be very similar to other children hospitals.
Okay, so in the range of around 40,000-45,000, right?
Correct.
Okay. So last question is on Nagpur unit. So we are near to a target of 17 to 18% EBITDA margin. So from here on, what kind of growth and margin expansion are we looking for Nagpur unit in the next 2-3 years? And do you think the same success story can be replicated to Nashik unit as well? Because even that is in central India. And now, since you have expanded outside South India, this was the first hospital we were seeing. So do you think the same success story could be replicated in the Central India for Nashik unit as well?
Yeah, I think we're very confident that we'll be able to do the same, if not better. But yeah, the turnaround at Nagpur has been quite encouraging. And I think in the next couple of quarters, we should also be able to hit 20-25% kind of an EBITDA margin in the Nagpur facility. And then on, it will probably stabilize anywhere between 25% to 26%.
Okay, sir. So that's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to all participants, you may press star and 1 to ask question. The next question is from the line of Lakshmi Narayan from Tunga Investment. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. A couple of things. One is that, just wanted to understand what is the split between the healthcare revenues and the pharma revenues for the 9 months?
Between healthcare revenue and pharma revenue?
Yeah, because you actually split in terms of the revenues you get from the pharmacy and how much you get from the healthcare.
I don't have that number offhand, but we'll share that with you separately after the call.
Got it. So then in terms of if you look at the ARPOB, what are the levers you are thinking to increase the ARPOB from the current level of around 31,000 at a group level?
I think continuation to keep adding more and more specialties, like for example in Andhra, all of Andhra hospitals do not have oncology today. So in the next couple of years, we're going to add oncology, which will increase the ARPOB. So the oncology ARPOB will be around 25,000-26,000 to begin with. So that will overall pull up the ARPOB in the Andhra hospitals. Likewise, we start to introduce more tertiary care work in Andhra or in the other facilities of KIMS. All of this, along with price rise, will continue to increase the ARPOB.
Got it. So in Andhra Pradesh, our utilization is around 79%. I mean, the occupancy is around 79%, and it was almost 84% when, for the last, we are almost at 78%, and last quarter it was around 84%. In general, what is the maximum occupancy you can actually increase to before it would be like the top would be around 90%, or what is the
80% is an indication that we need to add more bed capacity. So and that's one of the reasons why in Andhra and Telangana we are adding more bed capacity to the existing facilities.
Got it. And what is the mix of the payer mix in the Andhra hospitals, in the Andhra cluster, to be specific?
So around 60% of it is cash and insurance, and the remaining 30 to 40% will be state government and central government schemes.
Got it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Nikhil Mathur from HDFC Mutual Fund. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi all, good morning. Sir, I have a few set of questions. My first question is on the mix in AP and Telangana. You did mention that the transplant surgeries were a bit less this particular quarter. But historically, what we have seen is that ARPOBs tend to be better in 3Q, while there is an occupancy dip, but the mix tends to be better. So, what exactly has happened on the ARPOB side in third quarter in both AP and Telangana, why there's a dip on a sequential basis, apart from the dip in transplants?
I think transplants has been one of the key factors, Nikhil. And also we have seen in Q3 a lot of the surgical work got postponed, where the ARPOBs are very high. In November, because of festival and then the state election, we've seen a significant delay or postponement of the elective work. And also in December, there was a strong flu because of which a lot of these admissions were again having to be postponed because of infection. And, all of them started happening, and then, the whole year-end started. And that's why we've seen a decline in the surgical workload that is happening. Plus ARPOB, which, these two are both strong contributors to higher ARPOB.
So do you see that a lot of this is lost revenues, or do you see that a lot of this work is coming back in the more near term?
Yes, I think we started seeing things improving so usually, it's a trend after December 25th to Jan 15, there is a decline. But from post Jan 15, we have seen an uptick in work across all our hospitals. And if you see actually in Andhra, the revenues have been more or less stable except for the big impact that we had in the coastal belt, which 3 of our hospitals got impacted, Rajahmundry, Vizag and Srikakulam. But otherwise, the other hospitals have fairly performed well. Telangana, largely because of the election and a lot of these factors, there has been a decline. But January has been quite good, in line with our expectations.
Okay, got it.
On the revenue side.
Okay. And sticking to both these clusters further, what kind of ARPOB increase should one build, let's say, in a 2 to 3 year time frame? Is it going to be more pricing-led, or do you think that the mix can change in the coming 2-3 years? So any thoughts on ARPOB improvement in the coming 2-3 years?
So the case mix in Andhra is definitely going to change. There's no doubt about it, because we're adding a lot of focus on cancer and mother and child in Andhra. So in that way, the case mix will change will get skewed a lot towards oncology and a little bit towards mother and child. So that will improve the ARPOB. I think a healthy coupled with a price hike and insurance price hikes, we should look at a good 5 to 7% ARPOB growth other than the volume growth.
Okay, got it. And on the occupancy, I'm looking at occupancy on operationalized beds. Obviously, this quarter is subdued at 61% in Telangana and 70 or.
Sorry, Nikhil, could you come again, please? I couldn't hear you.
Is this better?
Yeah.
So I'm talking about occupancy on operating beds. This quarter obviously is quite subdued at 61% in Telangana and 70% in Andhra Pradesh. But what are the peak occupancy levels that you can deliver in both these clusters?
I think in Andhra, we're comfortable up to 80-85%. And in Telangana also, we're comfortable at 80%. And in both these markets, we are adding beds. So in the next 1-2 years, we will be adding a lot of beds that will ease out a lot of pressure on occupancy.
Okay, got it. On Mumbai, can you share some update on what's happening there? I don't think I have come across the nature of financing of that project in the investor presentation or in a recent release. So can you just clear some air on what's happening there? What's the total capex? How much will be funded by KIMS? How much will be by the partner?
So as far as the timeline of the project is concerned, there has been no impact on the timeline. The work on ground has started, like we had mentioned in our previous call, and we are on track to operationalize the facility by end of the year as we had committed in Q4 of FY23-24. So work on ground is fine, but there has been a delay in stitching up the funding plan. So by end of this month, if the alternative funding plan that has not happened does not materialize, I think we will raise loan and go ahead and execute the project by ourselves.
So by Feb end, if there's no deal stitched, then
end of Feb.
Entire project will be funded by you.
Correct.
I think we are very confident to add a little bit on. We are very confident that deal can go through maybe in the next 10 days. By 15th of February itself, we are through. and we will take a decision, and then we'll come back and explain to all of you in the next 15 days.
Got it, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. A reminder to all participants, you may press star and 1 to ask question. The next question is from the line of Abhiye Marda from Yashwani Securities. Please go ahead.
Hello, good morning. Am I audible?
Yes.
So I just wanted to get an idea about what is the debt guidance and what is the current debt levels. Like previously we mentioned that your debt levels will be around 1 to 1.5 times of EBITDA. So what is it at currently?
Sachin? So the current debt outstanding as on date is 705 crore.
Okay.
As far as guidance on the debt will remain the same. We will be raising some debts for funding our expansion projects.
And this Malad facility that is coming up in Mumbai, so in case if the deal does not go through, then debt will be required to fund that, right? Or will mostly it will be from internal accruals?
Are you referring to Malad?
In the
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah. Did you say Malad or did I hear it wrong?
No, I'm saying the Mumbai. Hello.
Mumbai.
Yeah, the Mumbai capacity. Yeah, the Thane facility.
Thane facility, we are very confident. We are very confident in the next 10 days we will be able to let you know. And as we are talking about, as we promised before, the debt EBITDA may not able to cross 1:1.5.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Apart from this, just to answer the earlier question which some investor had asked about income from pharmacy, it is about 30% of the total income which we are having. As of for the quarter ended 31st December, we have reported 609 crore, of which 185 crore is from income from pharmacy. Just to answer the earlier question.
Thank you. A reminder to all participants, you may press star and 1 to ask question. The next question is from the line of Harith Ahmed from Avendus Spark. Please go ahead.
Good morning. Thanks for the opportunity. So my first question is on Sunshine. There seems to be a quarter-on-quarter as well as YOY declines in our FOB at Sunshine. So is this an impact of the relocation that we have done? But when I look at the occupancy, it seems to be in line with the previous quarter. So just trying to understand what's happening there.
So on Sunshine, the Gachibowli facility has done fairly well. There's been sequential growth on the Gachibowli facility. We had seen a significant impact in the Belgaum facility during the shifting. So you can imagine the revenue have dipped almost 15% in that facility. A lot of, we had to run both the facilities for a while, so there is a little bit of a confusion among patients. And unfortunately, Dr. Durga Reddy was on leave because of a demise of his father for almost 15-20 days. So that led to a decline in volume of work at the Sunshine facility.
Okay. And Dr. Abhinay, now that we're getting closer to the commissioning of the Nashik hospital, can you talk a bit about our pre-operational activities in terms of hiring of doctors and if you can also give some color on the kind of losses that we should think of from this facility for FY25?
Right. I think meeting with doctors has been quite encouraging. We've been meeting with them for the last 1-2 months. There is a good traction among doctors who want to come as shareholders and doctors who want to come as non-shareholders, but come and lead the department. We're looking at operationalizing it in the next 2 to 3 months, or 3 to 4 months. And by end of March, we should kind of finalize a lot of these doctor contracts. So I think in the next investor call, we'll probably be able to give you a better update on and the tie-up with doctors and how the trajectory for growth could potentially look like.
Okay. And then last one on Bangalore, the 415 beds that you've guided for commissioning towards the end of 25.
Could you speak a little louder? I didn't hear that question.
Yeah. It's on Bangalore, where we have guided for commissioning around 400 beds towards the end of FY25. And I understand there are 2 hospitals that we are targeting there. So if you can give some breakup in terms of the timelines for each of those, and also the spends for both the assets.
So at this point in time, we have Soul Space, which is Bangalore, the one that we have officially announced, which is 415 beds. We are on track to have that also operational by Q4 of FY25, along with the Sparta facility. This will be around 420-430 on beds. The other facility, the work on ground is happening, but we've not been able to sign the contract yet. That is more a O&M contract with a local provider. So, maybe in the next, and they've been occupied with some permissions that they're getting for the hospital and the medical college. By I think April, May, we should be able to sign that contract, and then we make it.
So this 415 beds is for the first hospital in Bangalore?
Yeah.
Which the 400 beds is for that one. All right. Thanks, Dr. Vinay.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Dinesh from INS and INC. Please go ahead. Mr. Dinesh, you are unmuted. Please go for your question.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for the opportunity. Yeah, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. So, sir, actually in previous quarters, the management has said that the main growth in Andhra would be coming from mother and care segment and as well as oncology segment. So, how's the traction in mother and care segment right now currently? Can we see any positive traction? And also, can you please comment on why that gastro unit which was commenced previously? The management has said that it would be negative for the complete year, EBITDA negative for the complete year. So, can we see any positive traction in the Vizag gastro unit group?
So Vizag gastro unit is starting to do well. I think this quarter the losses have come down to as low as 30-40 lakhs. I think in the next 1-2 quarters it should fully turn around and become EBITDA positive. The revenue growth has been quite healthy, but again, because of the cycling effect in Vizag, there has been some impact in the last quarter. As far as mother and child in Andhra is concerned, we are fully operational in 2 of our facilities, one in Kurnool and one in Vizag. Like we said, we are adding brownfield expansion in each of our hospitals. So over the next 24 to 36 months, we will see 50 to 60 beds across each of our hospitals go up, and in some facilities much bigger. That's when we will start seeing more growth coming in from oncology and mother and child.
Okay, sir. Got it, sir. And my second question is on Sunshine Hospital. So, as we move to the new Begumpet building, so can we see any operational decline in current quarter or in the first half of FY25?
No, I think there's some continued lag that will be there in Q4, but after that, I think it should stabilize, because by then we would have completed the full transition. Patients would have also be aware about this, and things would have settled down in the new facility.
Okay. So actually, the management has stated previously that Sunshine would reach a EBITDA margin of 30%. So currently, looking at the performance of Sunshine, I think it is right on track to meet that guidance. Is it true, sir?
Could you come again, please? Can you follow the question?
Yeah. Actually, previously the management has guided that Sunshine's EBITDA would reach 30%. So looking at the current performance of Sunshine, it was actually doing.
Yeah, we are in the long term. We are pretty confident that we will be able to get to a 30% EBITDA margin at Sunshine.
So means at least in the next financial year, sir, for next financial year.
Yes, we should be able to get to those kind of numbers very soon.
Yeah, got it, sir. Thank you, sir. That's all from us.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Nikhil Mathur from HDFC Mutual Fund. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much for the follow-up. On Nashik, am I getting my numbers right? So we are looking for a bed capacity of 280 beds, right, in FY25?
Correct.
Okay.
That's the full capacity.
Okay, and this would be available for the full year, or you expect some startup time and it might take a few months?
I think we're looking at May. We're looking to operationalize it in May or towards the end of May. So I think from second quarter we'll have it fully.
Understood. And I think one of the participants asked you on the doctor recruitment process in Nashik. So just wanted to understand, where would we be getting the talent from in Nashik? Sorry, I'm not that aware of the existing hospital landscape of that city. So if you can just help us understand a bit, what is the talent pool available, where you will be getting it, what are the organized competition that you see in that market from other major players?
So the organized competition is largely from Medicover Hospital and Sayadri Hospital. These are the two large facilities there. Both of them are 300 beds each. And there is a good supply of talent in the Nashik market. Some of the strong established clinicians have shown a lot of interest. There's a lot of doctors are willing to shut down their nursing homes and move to a larger hospital, such as King's, and be able to lead the department and take things forward. So we are not seeing any challenge, major challenge for the initial few specialties that we are going to launch. But as we keep improving the kind of work that we are going to start doing there, tertiary care, quaternary care work, we'll start looking at doctors of Nashik or in the neighborhood of Nashik who are practicing in different markets. We'll try to start attracting them back to their hometown so that they can deliver that kind of work.
Okay, got it. And sir,
to begin with, like I said, the basic work that's happening, tertiary care work. There are enough doctors available in Nashik practicing there, either in their hospital or in competitions.
Okay, understood. And sir, we have seen off late in the north, especially let's say in Lucknow, new facilities, greenfield facilities that have been set up. They have bucked the past trend of 5-6 years of gestation. Rather, they have kind of reaching an optimum margin levels in a 2 to 3 year time period itself. What are your thoughts on whether that is the supply-demand mismatch in a city like Nashik or some other cities that we're looking to enter as well? So, do you think that it could be a wider country trend of supply-demand imbalance due to which the gestations of greenfield setups can be faster than what we have seen in the past?
See, can I take?
Yeah, go ahead.
See, the 5-6 years of a greenfield project was there about a decade back. The reasons were, at that time the talent was not there, the technology was not there, people's awareness in healthcare was not there. Now today, there are talent that are available. It all depends upon the number of specialties that you start in a greenfield project. It will shorten the break-even point. Now anywhere, wherever you start a greenfield of unknown place, may even come down to 1 or 2 years. Places like Nashik, even still further come down, I believe it will be less than a year.
Am I getting it right that you're suggesting that a better break even for Nashik can be within a year as well?
I think so.
Understood. Got it, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Laksh Mayalana from Tunga Investment. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks again. So one question related to your employee cost. I see that employee costs are actually inched up on a 9-month basis, also on a quarter-on-quarter or annual or a sequential basis, right? So can you just help me understand what is the band as a percentage of revenue you like to keep the employee cost at?
So there were two reasons that the cost went up. One, like we said, we had invested in King's Cathedral at Secunderabad, because of which we had to recruit more number of people as we launched the hospital. And number two, because we were also starting down the old Sunshine facility and shifting two of our departments there. So we had to run operations in both the hospitals. So we had to recruit more number of people to be able to run the operation. Plus, given the new facilities in Bombay and Bangalore and Nashik are getting operational soon, we have picked up some staff that for each of those hospitals in our current payroll, which will then be moved to those hospitals when those hospitals are operational. This is to train them and bring them up to speed with the systems and processes.
Got it. So this employee cost would be fairly fixed in nature, right? There's no variable component of this employee cost.
No. It's all fixed.
And what is the band you like to keep it at? See, right now it's around 16.8% on a 9-month basis. So what is the band you like to operate in?
It will continue to remain the same way, like it has been for the last few years.
Okay. And in terms of the consultancy fee, which comes in the other expenses, approximately what has been that number you keep in mind as a percentage of revenues?
Given that we have a lot of new facilities like Sunshine and Nashik where the doctor cost is slightly higher, I think around 20-22% is where we think that we'll be able to complete deliver the doctor cost.
Got it. The second question is that what is the mix of OP revenues and IP revenues for us on a 9-month basis?
The ballpark number should be around 75% of IP revenue, 75 to 80, and 25-20% of AP revenue.
Got it. I mean, is it how it has trended in the last 9 months? Has it changed a bit when compared to last year?
No, it's remained the same. It hasn't changed.
Good. Then last question related to the pharmacy revenues. What's the kind of gross profit margin you make on pharmacy?
Hello?
Yeah, in terms of your pharmacy revenues, if you gave a number that's around 30% of your revenues, what kind of gross margins you make on pharmacy revenues?
Yeah, we'll look at that number and come back to you on this week.
Okay. And one last question. In terms of, you're entering into markets like Bangalore, which is highly competitive, and also there is a higher, critical care bed per population. How are you thinking about getting into these new markets where there is already a strong competition like Manipal or Apollo or Fortis in these places?
Well, I did mention earlier in all our calls, we are entering Bangalore, we are entering those micro markets that are still underserved. So it's not Apollo, Manipal, they're all present in Bangalore. But Bangalore is a very large city with multiple catchment areas and multiple micro markets. So we believe there are a few unserved and untapped markets, and the city is growing. So while we enter the market using these untapped geographies, we continue to expand in the micro market over a period of time. And that's why we become these South Indian cities.
And how do you stand out yourself in these markets in terms of attracting both talent as well as customers? How do you scale up in these markets?
Yeah, I think it's the same thing, right? You come up with a good hospital, with good infra, good technology. Even if you look at the technology that is available today in Bangalore, it's still much lesser than some of the other South Indian states, or the number of 500-bedded hospitals that are available in Bangalore today are still less. So if you're able to get to the right micro market, you will be able to attract a lot of doctors who are practicing in smaller hospitals and not being able to do full justice. You'll also move to these larger hospitals because you get better support from multidisciplinary approach. You get more support on the technology front. This will help improve clinical outcomes for them as well. And that's how we try to look at attracting doctors.
Thanks again.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Rahul Jivani from IIFL Securities. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah. Hi, Dr. Vinay. Given that we have relocated the Sunshine to the Begumpet, what happens to the old Paradise campus? Any plans for that?
Yeah. So, Rahul, in Secunderabad, we have 3 blocks. So we are demolishing block 1 and block 2 to add another tower there, which will give us incremental beds. We haven't finalized how many more beds we want to add there. But because we are demolishing those 2 buildings, a lot of the services that were being rendered there are now being moved to the old Sunshine Hospital. And plus, we are also starting a new service on the rehab front, which is 100 beds dedicated for rehab services. A part of that cost is also getting incurred in this quarter report for refurbishing the Sunshine Hospital to launch the rehab services at that hospital. And when the new facility for KIMS is ready in the next 3-4 years, we will then shut down that hospital completely and move everything back to the KIMS Hospital.
Okay, sure. And on Sunshine, you said about 30% EBITDA margin. Now, part of this margin benefit was expected to accrue from the rental savings which you would have seen because of this relocation. Now, but given the fact that now you are retaining the Paradise campus as well, so are you still confident of margins at Sunshine accruing to that 30% kind of a number?
Oh, yeah. So I think this is irrespective of that. Irrespective of that, we are pretty confident that Sunshine we will be able to get to 30% in the margin.
Despite this campus still being retained, right?
Correct. Yeah. And this is a temporary thing. This is only for the next 3 to 3 years or 2 to 3 years. Once our facility is there, we will again surrender this and move back.
Sure. And just one request to Sachin. Sachin, in terms of segmental EBITDA disclosures, we have provided the EBITDA on a post-Ind AS and included other income. Whereas earlier we used to provide the same number on a pre-Ind AS basis and X of other income. So if you can provide that as well, that will be helpful.
Sure, Rahul. We will do that also.
Sure. Thank you. That's it from my side.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Harsh from Bandhan AMC. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, Abhinay. Good morning. Just one question from my side. In terms of your views, in particular for this cashless everywhere news that is floating around. So there are some certain guidelines that GIC has come about with. So just from your understanding for the sector, for the hospitals, obviously for the patients it is beneficial, but just your thoughts on this cashless everywhere part.
For the patients is definitely beneficial. For the hospitals also it's beneficial where a few of the insurance companies have, acting very stringent on the empanelment norms. But we still have to figure out how this happens. We've been talking to a few of the insurance companies, but we're yet to see full clarity on how this will be executed, at what pricing will it be done, and so on and so forth.
So the on-the-ground work is still yet to be done. There is a lot more to be done before it gets implemented.
Correct. There's a lot more clarity to be achieved and lots more work to be done.
Okay, Abhinay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Dhiresh Pathak from White Oak. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity, sir. So this slide 28 on CapEx on Nashik 250 crores and Thane 250 crores. This is all in CapEx, right? Including the land and the building, irrespective of the financing arrangement. This is the total project cost, right?
Manish, could you please repeat that question again?
So Nashik, the slide 28 mentions 300 beds, 250 crores of CapEx, right? So this 250 crores is including the value of the land and the building which the partner brought in, or this is excluding that?
It's the total project cost.
Total project cost, right? And similarly, the Thane project also, 50 crores is the total project cost, right? Assuming the land and the building is owned by, right?
No, in Thane it is not the total project cost. As far as Nashik is concerned, it is the total project cost.
So Thane, how much will it go up by if you have to spend on the land and the building?
It will go up by another 200 crores.
Another 200 crores, right? And that is what we are doing as of now, right?
If we are doing it fully by ourselves.
Understood. Okay. And maybe I missed this earlier. I think the audio from my side was not that good. You were giving some explanation. If you don't mind, can you just explain, like in, let's say, slide 20, right, the Telangana, the main cluster, the revenues are up, right, year over year for the quarter. So, for example, we did almost 20 crore more revenues in this quarter in the Telangana cluster versus we did in the same quarter last year. But EBITDA in absolute term is down. So there is some cost. I think you were giving an explanation. I didn't fully understand. Similarly, in AP cluster also, the revenues are up, but the absolute EBITDA is down. So there is some cost, which if you can just explain again, what are the one-time costs that are there?
Are you asking me what are the one-time costs that we have incurred? I couldn't hear you completely.
So, if you see slide 20.
For revenue growth, and we've been adding a lot of new specialties and a lot of new doctors across all our hospitals. Some of the significant ones are the mother and child launch at the KIMS Secunderabad facility. So all of this on a sequential, in Q1 and Q2 also the doctor cost has gone up, but correspondingly the revenue flew through. But in Q3 the doctor costs continue to remain the same as Q2. But given that the dip in revenue because of the factors that I had mentioned earlier, we couldn't play out the operating leverage. So though the revenue grew up, the EBITDA margins are dipped because we have invested in these doctors and revenues have not flown through because of multiple other reasons.
So even in the AP cluster, you added new doctors. So those I thought the mature clusters and we are not adding new.
No, they are mature clusters from an age point of view, but there is a lot of growth that is still left, right, in Andhra. Like we are adding oncology, mother and child. There are many more specialties that we still are not being able to fully mature in Andhra facilities. So and it's a continuous thing. On a year-on-year basis, we keep on continuing to add more and more doctors.
Okay, and one last question. So in this slide, let's say 20, you show bed capacity, operational beds. So you're already running at very high occupancy. Why don't we convert more of the capacity into operational? There is still 125 beds that can be added. Same in the Andhra cluster. Another 250, 260 beds can be added from capacity to operational. So what is the constraint from converting them from capacity to operational?
Nothing. I think we will operationalize them soon. In the next 2 quarters, we will operationalize them.
Okay. How many will move from capacity to operational in the next 2 quarters in these 2 clusters?
We should bring in another 150 more beds.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. As that was the last question, I now hand the conference over to management for closing comments.
Thank you very much for all the stakeholders who has given good views and their concerns. And we are very, very pretty well understood the healthcare in a better way. And as we move on to a new area, it is not that in the last 1 quarter or 2 quarters we'll put efforts on that. Before entering into the new areas like Bangalore, Thane, Nashik, Nagpur and many other places, we do a lot of homework, identify the talent is available or not, the specialties that is lacking in the geography and all those things. Few of those things we are not able to convey properly now or because of various reasons. When we meet in the coming couple of months, we will come personally and meet all of you and we'll explain how we can able to turn around. Even if you take about 2 decades back when Hyderabad was started, many people have the idea that it's already super saturated at that time. It was a big place, like so many other chains were there at the time we started. Now we evolved as a number 1 player in Hyderabad. With that we have our own plans of making this in a new geography also very well. We give a lot more confidence on you people. And we are very happy the way it is moving. We are very, very happy that we can able to deliver what we thought. Thank you very much for your patient hearing for all the and concerns. We will definitely be with you.
Thank you. On behalf of IIFL Securities Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us and you may now disconnect your line.